Hey guys, it's Super Shrek, and this is the start of an occasional, well, perhaps occasional series of legendary battles, where I fought battles on legendary difficulty, where the odds were against me, or I've employed tactics that I've either sort of tried and tested myself, or taken some tips from other fellow YouTube Total War creators. So in this battle, we have got we've got myself as the Warriors of Chaos with a Shaggoth Doomstack, going up against a superior High Elf army. And our army, this was before the hero bug, so we've got a Chaos Sorcerer and oh, what are they called? I forget the name, the melee hero. So they're not at full health, and our stack had recently come out of another fight. Now we were actually, I was getting a bit greedy basically, and I put myself into a stupid situation, and I captured Tor Anlek. Well, I raised Tor Anlek, which had Alistair the White Lion in it, who had the sword of Khaine. So I did that, knowing that there were sort of several other high elf stacks making a beeline for me. I thought that I was far enough away from them, or I thought they were far enough away from me after I'd raised the settlement. And over the end turn, I got attacked by two stacks. I retreated, and they attacked me again. So obviously, if we'd lost this battle, then it would have been the end of. We had a backup lord, but it would have been the end of the campaign. So you can see that some of our Shaggoths have taken a decent amount of damage. And some of the issues here are simply that the high elf stack is more experienced and just a bit more elite than ours at this point in the campaign. I think Kholek was sort of around level 17 or 18. My Shaggoths have got some chevrons, but they're not. They're not sort of 3 gold chevrons yet, and the army, as I say, is in has taken some damage. So the big issues here are going to be that if I face this head on, once all their reinforcements have come in, you'll see that they've got, I think, something like 4 or 5 dragons, several arcane phoenixes, I think 5 or 6 units of Sisters of Avalon, including the Everqueen's Court Guard, and then they've got sort of a reasonable amount of spears and other elite infantry, and a few units of Phoenix Guard, including the Keepers of the Flame. So if I take this head on, I would just get absolutely wrecked. So what I opt to do essentially is to run around a lot. As you've probably seen other sort of Total War YouTubers do. I move my whole army into the corner over here to begin with, and they're already sending out some chariots and the Heralds of the Wind, the Illyrian Reavers, to sort of do a bit of damage to me. I'm going to try and deal with that. So yeah, let's get started and watch what happens. So we'll switch between kind of fast forward and playing at normal speed. You can see that the Illyrian Reavers and the Chariots here are doing, they're not doing an insignificant amount of work to 1 or 2 of my Shaggoths. I really wanted to just get my Sorcerer out of the way to begin with. And I managed to actually, I managed to get into combat with the Chariots, which was nice, because it meant sort of getting that unit out of the way. It's pretty much free damage for not much melee damage, so that was good. I managed to neutralise that, and it still has nearly all of its ammo left. And then with Kholek, I knew that if I tried to chase them, they are just way faster than me, but I just wanted to get I wanted to sort of try and waste their ammo, if possible, because Kholek, luckily I'd managed to take out, I think I'd taken out, I can't remember if it was a Seed of Rebirth. Yeah, I think I'd taken out Isabella. So he has regeneration, which was nice, which obviously helps a huge amount. But I'd picked up the Sword of Khaine the previous turn, but it wasn't yet equipped, so I don't have the Sword of Khaine. And what I was quite surprised about there, actually, I wanted to get close enough that they would charge, but I was hoping to do that with my army slightly closer in support. But actually what happened is I turned my back on them, they charged into me, so that's nice. Again, that's free damage. I mean, they're not going to do anything really in melee against Kholek Suneater. The enemy army are sort of, I think all of their troops are on now. And what did they have? They've got 2 dragons there. They've got 1 arcane phoenix, 2 more phoenixes here, another dragon here, and then 2 more phoenixes here actually. So I might have got my count slightly wrong. It looks like it's 5 phoenixes and 3 dragons. They're sending some of their monsters out a little bit early, it looks like. So let's see if they engage to attack. But at the moment, I was just sort of posturing over here. My goal was going to be to kind of do enough damage to the units that they sent out to attack me straight away to make their army, come at me. And it looks like that's just starting. So I'm going to try and lure them into this corner, and then move my entire force en masse around behind them, and then I will try and split my army into 2 groups of shaggoths, and we will run around and just try to isolate individual units that we can then just go in for a strike and take them out little bit by little bit. So the balance of power, as you can see, is not absolutely terrible, but it's just the fact that if we'd taken that force head on, we would have got stomped very quickly. So very quickly, a lot of their monsters managed to come in, and sort of their force has moved, sort of approaching about halfway across the battlefield now. We've got a fair number of chariots and things that I'm not concerned about, but obviously will have to be dealt with. And here's the first Phoenix. I was obviously quite concerned that that was going to go for my Chaos Sorcerer, but it looks like actually it's just going to waste one of its flame attacks on pretty much on the ground there, which is good. But yeah, and the same over here. So we've got more Phoenixes coming in, and what I'll be doing with those, as you'll see shortly, is when I can get one of them to land and engage in melee, and the rest of my Shaggoths are in range, I'm just going to try and stomp them kind of one by one. Got these Illyrian Reavers just won't get the message. They're still chasing me there, but a lot of their flying monsters are getting themselves isolated from the main force and flying out ahead, and we will use that to our advantage. But the real goal is going to be just trying to minimise the amount of time. I mean, this isn't the biggest map in the world, just trying to minimise the amount of time that the Sisters of Avalon are actually able to shoot at me. So here we go. And we've got a Phoenix down over here, and we've got a couple more landing here. So I think I managed to get these guys engaged on this one. But what I want to try and do is simply get a full surround. This one came in and then decided that was a bad idea. But we do have the one on the ground over here. And unfortunately there, one of them does go for my Sorcerer, so I have to try and just get up and over the terrain as quickly as possible. And my Exalted Hero, there we go, I've remembered the name. I'm having a bit of a brain fart there. We are taking a little bit of damage here from the missile troops now, and we've got some Silver Helms coming in that I'm not worried about. And here's Tyrion. So I've got to be careful about him. We've got a dragon coming in over here. My Sorcerer is still getting chased. So I realised that because of this terrain, I wasn't going to have the opportunity to strike and just sort of smash down a Phoenix right here. So I get everybody up and around. The balance of power has probably shifted away for me just a little bit here, because I'm taking quite a lot of damage but not actually dishing a lot out back. And yeah, my Sorcerer is in quite a perilous situation, getting chased by an Arcane Phoenix that is faster than him. And if I remember correctly, yeah, I mean, I don't manage to. I think I used some magic, just assuming that he's going to get caught here and probably routed very early. So I think I put down a Pit of Shades, which is done. It's going to do a little bit of. It's going to do a decent amount of work against these Phoenix Guard, and then I think it clips some spears as well. But yeah, at the moment. This looks like we're just fully on the retreat, and things don't look great. I mean, we took a lot of damage there. You'll see one Shaggoth almost sacrificially kind of managed to just hold some of those units back. Kholek's taken damage, which he'll regenerate. But right now, it's not looking that great for my army. So let's speed up a little bit again. So I wanted to lure them as far. I wanted to make the line to get them into this corner as close as possible. so that I'd then have more time to get across and split up, basically. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, Sorcerer's managed to survive there, you'll see, which I'm really pleased about. But yeah, we are on the retreat. We've got Silver Helms, we've got some Dragon Princes here. They're anti-large. They can do a lot of work. And I think by this point, yeah, we've managed to, unfortunately, we've got the Shaggoth that took a lot of damage earlier, and we've got another couple that there was just too much going on. But this one, it manages to, I think it just about manages to get away. But they're really not making this easy for me. My Sorcerer's getting meleeed by a dragon now, which isn't good for him. But at least he's close to the edge of the map, so he'll hopefully get away. But what we've done here is we've managed to take out one of the Phoenixes, and I think these are the Silver Helms. Oh no, that's Tyrion. Yeah, no, that was a really, it wasn't pivotal because I mean things are definitely not in the bag yet. But Tyrion, quite aggressive as usual, kind of came in and I managed to get a surround on him, so that's good. And I'm not letting him. I really don't want him to come back. So it's time to move. We've got a sort of haggard trail of Shaggoths here, and I think I actually opted to keep this one back to sort of hold some of their troops back, knowing that I probably would, effectively lose another Shaggoth. But you'll see that we've done some damage. Their chariots haven't been faring too well. Yeah, Shaggoth's about to go down here. We've managed to do sort of a really good amount of work to some of those Phoenixes that have landed on us. And right now the name of the game is just get away. Tyrion comes back. And straight away tries to come back in, and I managed to just smack him down. But right now I don't have any magic, and their force is still, they've got an Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower here. Most of their force though is quite slow, so I was exploiting that. But I haven't really been able to do any damage to their Star Dragons yet. But Tyrion's dead. That's fantastic. So here we go, we're just about to embark on another loop around, but some of these kind of really low entity, low health units that I've already managed to do some work on came in, managed to catch up with me, and I thought, you know, we've got to do this before their missiles get into range. But yeah, some of the dragons are sort of, they don't know which way I'm going to go, but I think they're just trying to generally get a surround on me, so they're moving into my retreat path. But I think, as we'll see, I am able to use that to my advantage when they do come into melee. I noticed with the AI that they seem to sort of make more sensible decisions when units are on full health. But once you've done a bit of damage to things, it seems that some of that just goes out the window. And you'll see here, for example, I think this Star Dragon simply just tries to attack me when it doesn't really have any support from anything else. And being conscious of what they're attacking, I don't think it goes very well for him. But yeah, let's speed up again. So here we go. Is it going to land? Yes, it is. And there we go. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. And that dragon did not stand a chance. Did not stand a chance. We've also got another Phoenix down over here, and again the dregs, the remnants of some of these cavalry units. So I opt to sort of stay in combat there for a little while just to deal with some of that. But as I realise that the Sisters of Avalon are pretty much all able to shoot now, it's time to go again. And the Exalted Hero, I simply, as he's already quite unhealthy, I wanted him out of there. I realised I could reach a situation where if Kholek regenerates more, well, if he can't regenerate anymore, he might be my leadership. And because I saw that probably splitting into different groups was going to be the way to go, I wanted Kholek in one group and this guy to take the other group. I think here we've just got some, just some chariots coming in. I mean, they're pretty much suiciding. Here we go again. So they've managed to loop round. We've got more flyers quite far ahead of the rest of their army still. So as these land, I think I'm just going to take them out. Yeah, there we go. It's not a good day for that Phoenix. We've got the Sun Dragon ahead of us, 2 damaged Phoenixes, some chariots, and some chariots coming behind us. And at this point, what have we got? We've got Kholek, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We've got 15 Shaggoths left, Kholek and the hero. So we've lost 2 Shaggoths and our sorcerer has departed. But yeah, just waiting for these flyers here to just land, to just make that attack, and then as soon as they do, I'm going to be right on it. And yeah, if you've never played, there we go. So, managed to get the dragon, and I think here I could have split my forces, and yeah, I think I realised that. I think, or no, the dragon just died. I simply wanted to sort of get the dragon down, and then we've got the Phoenixes here, and I'm going to go for both of them and hopefully get a surround on those. But yeah, if you've never played Warriors of Chaos and played this type of army, it's a lot of fun. It really is. But as this was so early in, well, it was so early in the campaign, I literally just kind of started, fought some initial battles, dealt with Crackerdrak. I made a beeline for Isabella because I wanted her regeneration trait, and then I pretty much went straight to Orphan. The vampires had, yeah, they'd pretty much got full dominance over the lands of the Empire, and I wasn't at war with them, so I didn't have much issue moving around quite quickly unimpeded. So I went to Orphan, I went to Toran Lake to get the Sword of Khaine, and yeah, we got caught out. And I've learnt my lesson a little bit. I mean, it was reckless. I could have lost everything had we lost this. And it's time to move again now. So here we go. Just a few sort of haggard chariots trying their luck, but to no avail. And then I think this is the point that I realise I've managed to deal with the majority of their flyers. We've simply got a dragon and 1 Phoenix left, I believe. So I think it's at this point I split us off into 2 groups, with one group going to lead them up into the far corner while this group cuts across. And I see an opportunity to go for the, although they've actually used up all their ammo by this point, there's still going to be some balance of power because their crew remain. So I just took that out, obviously no issue at all. And what's happening now, I'm managing to split their forces. So it's a lot of running around. I mean, my units, you know, they're all exhausted by this point. Didn't want to move with that group too soon. I did definitely want to try and make sure things were following me into that corner. But what we've got now is a situation where they're split off into 2 groups. I saw that there were only about 5 units here, and although the Phoenix Guard are here, I thought that being a bit cocky, that I'd be able to do some damage to a couple of the units that I'm really worried about. And hopefully not take a lot of damage from the melee troops here that could injure me quite a lot. So it is a risk, and I think in just a second I will pull on through, so that so the Keepers of the Flame don't just get to delete a shag off every kind of 15 seconds or 20 seconds or so. But yeah, take my hero off, and then we're off again. And meanwhile, the group over here, Kholek's group, I'm still leading most of their army just into this corner. So yeah, if we speed up again, I do a bit more work over here. Really, I was just trying to get those Sisters of Avalon, knowing that I would take some work from the melee, unfortunately. But yeah, here we go. So they're dealt with, and we're off on the move. And Kholek's group hasn't engaged anything yet. Now, why they stood there? Was I trying to split off into 3 groups, or it's more likely that I just forgot about them, or they weren't included in my movement order, I don't know. But yeah, here we go again. So here you'll see that we've managed to get that final Star Dragon to land, and we are not in good health right now, but we managed to take that down. My exalted hero, I think, sadly got took some missile fire and routed. So these guys don't actually have anything helping with leadership right now, but we've managed to take the Star Dragon out, and there's only sort of about 15 Sisters of Avalon there, and the rest of it is melee. And here we saw an opportunity. Those three have almost caught up to the group, but with Kholek we saw an opportunity to take out a unit of Lothan Sea Guards. So really, this is the tactic, guys, just to wear them down. See the balance of power right now. It's just about 50-50. We've taken a lot of work, but also we've simply because of the way that the AI plays, kind of sending isolated units of half-dead cavalry sort of attacking you, and chariots attacking you. We've managed to do a lot of work because of that, and taking out their flyers, but it's by no means a victory just yet, because they still have quite a lot of healthy and with a lot of ammo kind of Sisters of Avalon here. And there's a group, the Ever Queen's Court Guard still exists as well. But I see an opportunity here to sort of finish off the unit that the other group managed to almost get down. So I just want to rout those off. And yeah, and if we speed up again, so we'll call that group 1. They've still got these melee units chasing them, but I'm going to take any opportunity I can get. Like those spears broke off for what, reasons only known to them. But then I realised that the bulk of the force would actually kind of cut me off because I'd got too close to the corners. So I reversed the way that I'm moving. And every time we do get a bit too close to that group, we are taking missile fire. But I mean, we've got a Shaggoth here now that is nearly dead. Another one. But the melee troops that were chasing Group 1, I see that we've got another group of. We've got the Ever Queen's Court Guard here isolated, so I just try to move around these melee and just go straight in for them while moving in the opposite direction. And the final Phoenix has landed and attacked ahead of the force. I know that they're nearly in range, but sometimes you just have to grab these opportunities. And then I'm out of there. Yeah, over here it's not going to be a good day for the Ever Queen's Court Guard now. Their melee troops have responded, and they are coming for me. If I don't have to, I don't want to fight those Keepers of the Flame. But yeah, I think again, you see we've just got some haggard chariot units that are just going to try and engage in melee, and if I can kill them, I'm going to kill them. So if we speed up. So the Ever Queen's, the Ever Queen's Court Guard, I managed to rout them. And then we're sort of trying to run away again, or really knowing that we have the speed advantage now. I really just wanted to manoeuvre around them, taking a bit of missile fire on our exit here. And the Ever Queen's Court Guard, yeah, they should just rout off the battlefield. Yeah, there's 6 of them left by that point. And here we saw an opportunity. So their force had moved around here. They're just stood still now, kind of having a rest, I think. But again, here we go. We've got a group of nearly full health Sisters of Avalon. The end of the Spearman unit we engaged earlier, and we're going to take that out. I think here I was just trying to chase these Sisters off. But as these units kind of, if they split themselves, or if one unit gets a little further away from the other two, maybe the spears, then I'll be looking for an opportunity to sort of thin those out as well. So here we go, those Sisters are down, and I chase off the spears. I think they just got terrified, and then we're off again. And here I was moving a Shaggoth in really close, just to try and get the attention of the Keepers of the Flame and get them to follow me, so that I could then use these 4 Shaggoths here to take out one of the units of spears. And whether that works or not, no, the Keepers of the Flame actually stand there braced for a charge. But it's good to do that, because if they're bracing for a charge and they think you're going to run into them, they're standing still. So then I take these guys off to primarily to fight this unit of Sisters, and I want I think these guys to turn on and take out a unit of spears. and our large group here with Kholek are just trying to come in and join up here and take out those sisters really quickly. So if we speed up, we smash those spears, smash the Sisters of Avalon, but the Keepers of the Flame are very close. And then, yeah, I don't know if I somehow got, yeah. I don't know what they did, actually. That was a bit weird. But yeah, I'm away. I don't want to engage those Sisters of the Flame. But I see an opportunity here to beat on another unit of Sisters. And we've got these spears here too. They're gone now. So the Keepers of the Flame effectively just abandoned those two Spearman units. And I took advantage of that. And yeah, I love these units. I think they're absolutely fantastic. So overall, it's not been the best day for the High Elves. I think if they'd managed to get their third army into reinforcement range as well, then that would have been a big issue. But as it is, I think Kholek's going to end this turn, have the Sword of Khaine equipped. And I think right now we are just waiting for. I mean, almost none of their units, apart from the Swordmasters, are at full health, and I think their time will come very soon. So yeah, we speed things up. We're back into. We've got a small group here, and Kholek. You'll see he's at less than 50% health now, and he's reached his regeneration cap. But what's happened here is they've sent a unit of Rangers and that unit of Swordmasters of Hoeth out on their own. So what I was manoeuvring to do was simply to charge them from both sides. And there we go. So that unit is not going to last long, and these Phoenix Guard here, and we've got some Shadow Warriors and some Sisters. They can only really watch because they're not going to be able to support, and Rangers won't really be able to do anything to help. So if we survey the battlefield, Kholek's group has gone in to finish off that unit of Phoenix Guard from behind. And really now, yeah, the balance of power is getting comfortably in our favour. You'll see that this was kind of 42 minutes into the battle, so this was a real slog. My troops are all exhausted. A Shaggoth's just broken there. But yeah, this is hopefully just a reasonable showcase of how to. Yeah, that's army losses. So this is hopefully just a reasonable showcase of ways to turn what would have been very difficult odds around simply by abusing the fact that the AI will not make the smartest decisions in certain that they'd say, I mean, they were doing really well at the way they fanned out at the start, particularly with their flyers. Had they all come in and engaged, say, one target, that they would have done really well, and we've taken a hell of amount of damage. I mean, overall their flying units got a lot of damage in early. Dragon Princes didn't help. The chariots and other units were sort of chipping away, and then the Sisters of Avalon were doing most of the damage. I think I had these guys chasing something off, and I think this pocket, or at least a couple of them, I think I was just taking a breather right now, but if I could, I wanted to just do as much work as I could to the Keepers of the Flame, because I didn't know if I was going to have to fight again next turn. But what actually happened was the Third Army went back and garrisoned in one of the nearby gates. And I think I managed to make my escape and just get into the sea. And I actually just travelled north to just sit on the lands of one of the Dark Elf factions, regenerate, recruit a couple of new Shaggoths, and then decided that I'd go and try and kill Crone Hellebron for her trait. So yeah, so that's it, guys. That's going to be the end of this one. But hopefully that might have helped somebody, and we got a heroic victory here, which just illuminates that even if you looked at the balance of power and thought, that's not that hard, we got a heroic victory here. We were majorly outclassed. We were tired. We'd been forced to retreat once, and yeah, there we go. So we lost. I think it was 3 Shaggoths. Or maybe it was 2 Shaggoths and the hero, he was wounded. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. And I'll try to, as I say, this might be an occasional series. Quite a lot of battles that I do, they're maybe not that fun, or the odds aren't that heavily against me. But if you enjoyed this, please drop me a like on the video and a sub. And I'll see you again. All right, take care.